Look at how heavy that thumbnail hits. Can you see how heavy? Look, I made that. Isn't that absolutely amazing? So, this is just going to be easy. I mean, I looked at the story, saw a couple of connections, and I was just like, bam, 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 bam. It's Trump and it's tariff and it's Costco. This is a NBC News article. Costco sues Trump administration seeking a refund of tariffs. The wholesaler is the latest company to sue a federal agency over the president's signature economic policy. And remember, let's open this back up again. Remember, tariff has the T like Trump. A tariff is a tax that a government imposes on imported goods and services, which is also known as a customs duty. Tariffs are used to raise the price of imported products, making them less competitive than domestic goods, and can serve to protect domestic industries, raise revenue for the government, or exert political pressure on other countries, which Trump has done, right? And you see again, there's the article right there. And we'll play this.
Costco suing the federal government. The retail giant's asking for a full refund if the U.S. Supreme Court strikes down President Trump's tariffs. The lawsuit is similar to other suits filed by companies challenging the legality of Trump's tariffs. The Supreme Court's expected to announce its ruling early next year. ABC's Elizabeth Schulze is here with more on all that. So, Elizabeth, what's Costco hoping to gain from this lawsuit?
Diane, what Costco wants is money that it's paying for those tariffs. The wholesale retailer says that it wants a full refund for the tariffs that it's paid under this act that's been imposed by President Trump. The International Emergency Economic Powers Act, IEEPA, has been what it's called. And of course, we heard arguments earlier this fall in the Supreme Court under whether President Trump has the authority legally to impose tariffs under that act. So what Costco is saying is it wants to get money back once that decision is made, which we, as you say, do expect early next year. But keep in mind, Costco is one of several retailers that has done this. Retailers are saying that the president does not have the authority to impose these tariffs, that it's Congress's job to put them in the first place. We don't know in this filing, Diana, exactly how much Costco has paid in tariffs, but you would imagine it's a pretty significant amount if they're putting this lawsuit out there. We do know that the government has collected at least $90 billion in tariff revenues under this act so far this year, and that's money that it would need to go back to companies, essentially try to figure out how to get that money back to companies that have paid them. The money is still being collected at this point, and Costco did say in this filing that is expected to make a payment to Customs and Border Protection later this month.
And Elizabeth, how is the Trump administration responding to this?
You know, what the Trump administration is saying, Diane, is that this shows how necessary these tariffs are. They point to the revenue that's coming in from tariffs.
Some political nonsense, correct? Well, look at that right there. Tariff. I've pointed it out before. Tariffs got the 60 like Donald Trump. Look at how tariff has 33 like Costco. Look at that right there. 4 base ciphers used to expose all of these trending stories, okay? Costco, Donald Trump, tariff. Synced, synced, synced. Do you want more? Donald Trump equals 159 in the reverse cipher. Costco was founded 159 the 15th day of the 9th month. Back in 83. You see that right there? The 15th day of the 9th month, 159, and Donald Trump equals 159? I mean, let it soak in. And, I haven't been to Costco in so long. Like, for real. I go to Winco. I know it's maybe not like comparable, but Costco, right? And, I'm seeing here Costco.com, electronics, computers, furniture, outdoor living, appliances, jewelry, and more. Uh, but Costco, that's .com. Costco mainly sells, I'll just read this little paragraph here. The third largest retailer in the world, okay? And as of August 2024, Costco is the world's largest retailer of beef, poultry, organic produce, and wine, with just under a third of American consumers regularly shopping at a Costco. I don't even think I've been there since I was a child, for real. I bet it's a madhouse there. For real, I bet it's a madhouse. But look at that 159 right there. You see that again? Nice and simple. Costco was founded in 83. That's the 23rd prime number when Donald equals 23. Notice how Costco, the first warehouse, opened in Seattle, Washington. The state, and then you have Washington, D.C., connected to Donald Trump, right? Think about it. You know what I'm saying? Isn't that amazing? Now, look at that right there. Because Costco was founded 3 months and 1 day after Trump's birthday. And Donald equals 31. You get the 31, you get the 31. Remember, politics equals 113 and 103. And I always point out these 13s that always land with politics, right? So, that's going to pop when you see it. So you see it pop. Look at that. Bam. I just wanted to do that really easy. Okay, we'll play that here shortly. That's everything I entered. Look at it. Bam. I just put Costco, tariff, and Donald Trump. I just wanted this to be very simple. Even if you make this a span, Trump's birthday to the founding anniversary or actually, that's just the straight up founding. From Trump's birthday in 83 to the founding anniversary of Costco. Look, if you make it a span, then it's 3 months, 2 days. And that would be the same as 13 weeks, 3 days, 133. What equals 133? President, White House, government, 133. Amazing, right? I'm just kind of glancing. Costco's founding day. Look, you get the 45 right there on the right. 9 plus 15 plus the single digits, 1983. 45, and Trump, the 45th president, to go along with the 47th. I mean, pretty amazing. All right, pretty amazing.
This is wild. Costco is suing Donald
It's
Trump,
wild.
or rather his administration. Right, Costco just filed a lawsuit demanding that the Trump administration give a refund on the duties that they paid as a result of Trump's reciprocal tariffs. And specifically, they want the Court of International Trade to rule that all tariffs collected under the International Emergency Economic Powers Act were done so unlawfully. Right, arguing that that act doesn't authorize the president to just set tariffs. And that's not actually a new argument. After Trump became the first president ever to use the act to impose import duties, several lower courts ruled that it wasn't legal. But they then also allowed the tariffs to stand hand while the case was being argued. So now you've got the whole thing in front of the Supreme Court, and it's not looking great for Team Trump. Right, in oral arguments, or as Trump calls them, Bubba arguments last month, the justices seem to be leaning away from the government's case to allow them to continue. And that despite Trump's government attorneys arguing that Trump's tariffs are necessary to address the annual U.S. trade deficit that he said amounted to a national emergency. And so with that, Costco bringing their case now, it is pretty notable. We don't know when the Supreme Court's going to be bringing down a final decision on the tariff case, but even if they rule against them, there's then no guarantee that they're...
It's just a massive distraction. Look, we're slaves and we have to go to work, right? We're slaves and we have to go to work. So, I mean, what a bunch of nonsense that is, isn't it? I just want to see if any other numbers that I may have pointed out. I'm just scrolling down. They just give us a bunch of nonsense with the article. I am just not reading all of that at all. Look at this right here. I think I brought this up in another decode. Look at this right here. I may have brought this number up. I looked at the Trump tariff thing before. Let me find it again, damn it. Look at that 205 right there. Remember, Trump equals 25 through the end of October. The government had collected $205 billion in tariffs. You see that right there? And Trump equals 25, and we're in the year 25. Come on, man. These numbers always land with Trump. Always land with Trump. Right? So, I advise anybody out there, stay clear of these political stories. Try to focus on yourself being a slave. Try to balance your life. Try to balance everything for real. Like, do what you got to do. Earn your money. It's a tool that we need to be happy, to have things we want. But, try to watch what you spend that money on. You know what I'm saying? You may need it. You may need it for an emergency someday. But, try to work as little as you can if possible. Get outdoors. Take a walk. Clean out the garage if you're fortunate enough to have a garage. If you're living in a garage, clean up your living area. You know what I mean? But anyways, just try to balance life. Try to stay clear of this nonsense. Whatever you do, man, don't get in the middle of a debate with your neighbor about politics. I mean, that's just absolutely uncalled for. I mean, that's what a lot of this stuff is, especially with Trump. He's a character they can use to get us to hate our regular people around us. You know what I'm saying? Our neighbor, right? We go to work and we don't like someone we work with because they support red, you support blue. They're a man, you're a woman. You know what I mean? Everything's about divide. They want two sides out there. Pick one, and then you can argue. Go to work and argue with somebody else because they're on the other side. You know what I'm saying? Don't like your neighbor because, they have a... Remember the Biden stuff? There'd be Biden flags, Trump flags. Oh, man, that was the worst, wasn't it? Anyways, that's my daily rant. And I just wanted to make that little simple video exposing this. There's more there, but those are some quick catches that I came across and I had to share. Costco sues the Trump administration seeking a refund of tariffs. I don't know. Until next time.